Hi everyone, my name is Mehul Sheikh and from past few videos I have been working on developing a Dance Academy website using PHP, MySQL, jQuery and Bootstrap framework. In my last video I completed half of the design of an instructor dashboard. Okay, so I completed this displaying this instructor image along with the name and also the personal details of an instructor, and now I'm left with uploading the skill details. An instructor can upload his or her skills into their profile, so this feature I just want to cover in this video. So before starting discussion on this feature, I just want to tell you guys that if you guys like this video, click on like button, share it with your friends and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. So now let us start our discussion on developing the feature of selecting skills and adding those skills into the profile. Okay, so here as you can see on the extreme right side of this instructor dashboard, you can see a drop down and there is an add button. So now when I click on this drop down, I can't see anything. So now I need to first load all the dance forms which admin has created inside this drop down, and then instructor can one by one select those dance forms and add into their profile. So now let us move to our editor. So here as you can see I have already opened an instructor dashboard PHP file, and this is the HTML and PHP code which we had written in our earlier videos. So I strongly recommend you guys, if you guys have not watched my all previous videos, then I just recommend you guys to watch the previous videos as well. So here now I am on the 4 column div where I'm displaying this drop down along with the add button. Okay, so this section I have written here. Okay, so there is a form and inside that form I have a list, and I'm sending a post request to the same instructor dashboard PHP file. Okay, so now there is a select tag which has the attributes like name equals to dance form and with some inline styling also there. So now I will create an option, and in that option I will fetch the details of various dance forms. Okay, so now let me just show you dance forms. Okay, so if I click on this dance forms table, you can see right now I have 3 dance forms: Bharatanatyam, Kathak and breakdance. So now I am going to fetch these 3 dance forms from the dance forms table and I will display these inside this drop down. Okay, so now let's start doing that. Okay, so here I have written an SQL query which will select all the dance forms from the dance forms table, and here I have executed this SQL query using MySQL query function, and I'm checking if I have records available inside the dance forms table, then it will return those records. Okay, so then I will be iterating over those records one by one, and I will get each and every of that record and I will display the dance name inside the option. Okay, now let's save it and now let's refresh. Now you can see, now when I click on this drop down, you will see all the dance forms started displaying inside this drop down. Now I need to write the functionality of allowing an instructor to save these dance forms on the instructor dashboard, that is below here inside, that is below this section. Okay, so now let's do that. Okay. So here now let's write the code first. Okay, so here I have included here I have accessed the instructor's session ID from the session. Okay, and then I have written an SQL query which will select all the dance forms which instructor will be adding into their profile. Okay, so this query says select star from instructor dance forms table where user ID equals to this user ID, it means the user ID of the logged in user, that means the instructor's user ID, and I am trying to display those dance forms in descending order. Okay. Then I'm executing that query, and if I found some records, then I will iterate over those records one by one and display the names of the dance inside the list. Okay, so now let's refresh. Okay, so right now I can't see anything because now I have not added any dance forms. Okay, so now I need to first write that functionality which will allow the instructor to select these dance forms and add these dance forms into their profile. So now I'm going to do that. So now to do that, I need to go to at the top of this file. Here I need to check if is set dance name. Okay, so if I select any of the dance name, okay, so this attribute, it's referring to this dance name attribute of the select tag. Okay, so if an instructor select any of the dance form and then instructor click on this add button, then I will get the instructor's role ID from the session and also instructor's user ID from the session. Okay, so at the time of logging in, I will be storing various details regarding the logged in user like role ID, user ID, then email and other details as well. Okay, so right now I want only user role ID, instructor role ID and instructor user ID from the session, and I have stored those details inside this variables. Okay, and I also want to get the dance form, okay, and that I have stored inside this variable. Now I accessed all this information, then I have written an SQL query which will select the dance ID from the dance table form. Okay, now let's, for doing that I have written this SQL query. Then I'm checking by executing this MySQL query and passing the connection and this SQL. Okay, and here I have created a dance ID variable. Then if I found records present inside the dance forms table, then I will iterate over those records and then I will get the dance ID. Okay, and next, based on this dance ID, I will be inserting the data inside the table, which is the instructor dance forms table. Here we have instructor dance forms table. Okay, yes. Now here you can see I have written an SQL query which will insert the details like instructor role ID, dance name and user ID information inside the instructor dance forms table. Okay, then I'm executing this query. If this query successfully gets executed, then I will redirect the user back to the instructor dashboard PHP file. Okay, so now let's save it and now let's refresh. I will click on this drop down and I will select Bharatanatyam. Now this instructor Scarlett Joseph wants to add Bharatanatyam into their profile. Now when I click on this add, then you can see Bharatanatyam started displaying here inside the profile. Now I want to display Kathak dance. Okay, now Kathak dance also started displaying. So this is how we can develop this feature of allowing an instructor to upload their skills into their profile. Okay, so that's a small video on this little feature. Okay, so I hope you guys understood how to design this kind of feature. So that's all for this video guys, and in my next video I will be coming up with another feature of this Dance Academy website. And if you guys like this video, click on like button, share it with your friends, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel. And thanks for watching.